Switch and click? I guess we could check that out. What is this? What have you sent me? Oh, okay. You decided to send me burger. Burger. The year of Linux on smartphone, maybe. I guess we can check out the switch and click video. You might check out that other one, that Android one tomorrow. After we're doing some Silk Song. Let's see, how long is... I don't know how long this video is. Where did it go? Where did the video go? Oh, it's over here. 80 minutes? Yeah, we'll check it out. Why not? So now we're on Fedora KDE. I like KDE. I don't use Fedora, but I like Fedora. KDE, best desktop. Don't care what anyone has to say. GNOME, bad.
This is my framework laptop.
Ooh, she has a framework.
13, and it's been my Linux sandbox since I got it. And this time, we're trying out the most custom...
For some reason, I thought she was using a different laptop before. Has it been the framework before? I don't remember. I don't know. Anyway.
Customizable Linux distro ever. I started this whole journey just with
sorry, what was that?
And it's been my Linux sandbox since I got it. And this time, we're trying out the most customizable Linux distro ever. I started this...
Where did she read that Fedora was the most customizable Linux distro ever? I think she means desktop. I think she misspoke and said desktop. I meant to say desktop. Because it's definitely not... Fedora is definitely not what people would call the most customizable distro.
Whole journey just wanting to find an alternative to Windows 11, but this has turned into a full-on rabbit hole way deeper than I could have imagined.
Also, I appreciate the
But this has turned into a...
the Lightning McQueen shirt. Wait, I just realized she's one of these double watch people. I still don't understand why people do this. Because I don't think that's a fitness tracker, is it? Like, that's not like a Whoop strap. Because that's definitely like a Galaxy watch or something like that. Oh, it's a health... It is like a Whoop strap? Okay, my bad. Maybe it looked like it had like a sort of screen on it. That has a sports tracker. I don't know, because what... If you know what this strap is, I would like to know. Because a lot of the fitness stuff you can do with this watch. It's either Galaxy or a Garmin, something like that. It's definitely not an Apple Watch. It's too round and looks like a real watch for that.
A full-on rabbit hole way deeper than I could have imagined. First, I started off with Mint Cinnamon. It taught me how to use the terminal.
Wait,
and
I'm sorry.
Could have imagined. First,
She has another watch. How many watches do you own? So far, we're at 3. So she has an actual watch. She has Galaxy or a Garmin, whatever it is. The other one is a health tracker. So we're at 3 right now.
I started off with Mint Cinnamon. It taught me how to use the terminal and the internet to problem solve all my problems.
She reviews stuff? No, I understand that. I'm just confused why she's wearing it.
Didn't stop there. I had to try out more distros, so
Oh yeah, okay, that doesn't actually have a screen on it. Okay, it is just... It's another watch. Wait. Wait, that's a... Wait, hold up. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted by her watches. So she has this watch here.
Started off with Mint Cinnamon. It taught me how to use the terminal and the internet to problem solve all my problems. But I didn't stop there. I had to try out more distros, so I moved to...
And that's a different watch. Brodie, how many IEMs do I need? Honestly, honestly, how many do I own? Yes. I own 2 pairs. I have... Actually, okay, technically I own 4. I have these ones because I bought them and I haven't gotten rid of them. I have these ones, which are the better ones, which I'm going to keep because these ones they're better. I have a pair of wireless earbuds that I wear just generally where I want to wear wireless earbuds. And then I have a pair of shit wireless earbuds that I wear in the sauna. I have a function for each of my earbuds. I have wired ones for when I need wire. I have wireless for general use case, and then other wireless when I don't care if I burn them to death. Ironically, the best items I have are cheap $10 KZ dank pods. Yeah, that's what these are. These are KZs right here. These are KZs.
To Fedora Workstation, which instantly became my favorite. It was so simple. I could actually see myself replacing my Mac with it. But what if there was a better distro for me somewhere out there? They warned me about distro hopping, but I can't help it. There has been one distro that's been on my mind lately, and that's Fedora, but with KDE Plasma. It has a reputation for being the most customizable desktop environment.
Okay, yeah, she did just misspeak before. Okay.
While that sounds great, it also sounds scary. But now that I'm deep...
It's not really scary. It's not scary. Out of the box, it's totally fine. You don't need to touch a single setting in KDE. But if you want to, you can.
In the Linux rabbit hole, I'm ready to take it on. So the goal...
Hail Chinese cheap things. I've lost track of how many watches she has. These are the more expensive ones. These are my Arias. I have the box still because the box has a anime girl on it. Anyway. And then I have these headphones. These are my only headphones. I don't have a bunch of headphones. I should get a pair of closebacks, but I like open backs for streaming. Open backs are nice for streaming because I can like hear myself.
The goal of this video is to see if I can use KDE Plasma as my only machine for a couple of weeks.
My bad, I forgot to swap back to the thing.
But now that I'm deep in the Linux rabbit hole, I'm ready to take it on. So the goal of this video is to see if I can use KDE Plasma as my only machine for a couple of weeks. Will KDE Plasma be my final endgame, or will I go running back to GNOME? So here goes nothing. To get KDE Plasma, it's super simple, and I knew exactly where to go. After all, I had learned about it while I was trying out Fedora Workstation.
Ah, she still has not cleaned her screen. Is that a hair or a crack? I hope that's a hair. I really hope that's not a crack. That's really sad if it is.
Apparently, us normies like me should download Linux distros with KDE Plasma pre-installed, like Fedora KDE, Kubuntu, and Catchy OS, and a ton of other ones. But I'm gonna go with Fedora KDE. Installation was simple though. I've done this so many times already. I downloaded the AMD x86_64 system ISO, and to make this even better, my framework is officially supported by Fedora. So in theory,
framework directly works with a couple of distros, and one of those distros is Fedora. Like, they don't ship a Linux version, but they do directly support them. We're not doing that during a React. I'm not flipping the video upside down. I'll flip my camera upside down. There you go. But we're not flipping the video. That's not happening.
everything should go smoothly. But before installing, I even got this awesome tutorial that gave me a sneak peek of what was in store for me. And to be honest, it actually...
Oh my god, okay. Give me a second, we swap accounts. It didn't even want to load the... Oh my god, okay. Okay.
What's for dinner?
Shut up! Shut up! Let me swap to the correct goddamn account. Why is the YouTube interface so goddamn slow nowadays? There we go. I trade you the video for the beard combing.
This is my Framework Laptop 13.
No, I turned off uBlock because it was lagging. That's why I turned it off, just in case that was going to cause issues. It's lagging just as much.
Mint Cinnamon?
Wait, here it is.
Before it's officially
Here
supported
we go,
by
here we
Fedora, so in theory, everything
There it
should
is.
go smoothly. But before installing, I even got this awesome tutorial that gave me a sneak peek of what was in store for me. And to be honest, it actually looks a lot like Mint Cinnamon. It has a regular start menu like
It's almost like it's
Windows.
inspired by
It has a menu
Windows.
bar on the bottom with open apps, a time.
I've spoken to some KDE devs that get very bothered when I say that KDE is inspired by Windows. They're like, no, it's not inspired by Windows. We're doing things better than Windows. Like, yeah, but like it's inspired. Look, it's inspired by Windows. That's not a bad thing, but it's inspired by Windows.
In the system tray. Already, I was regretting it a bit. It's definitely not as sleek as GNOME or as Mac-like, but we'll see if I can customize it to make it prettier later. So at this point, I get it. You may be confused. I thought you already tried Fedora, and you'd be right. I did. So Fedora is a Linux distro, which includes a desktop environment in it. And Fedora Workstation comes with a desktop environment called GNOME, one of the most popular ones out there. But before that, let's backtrack. Let's start from the top. A Linux distro is basically the complete operating system, like how you buy a complete car. It has the engine, the chassis, the fuels, the seat fabric, the screen, and all the pretties. A desktop environment, also known as the DE, is just the beautiful stuff. It includes the appearance of the menus, the docks, the themes, and as we move forward, you start to see the differences between GNOME, which is DE I used before, and KDE Plasma, the DE we're trying out today. Or you can get KDE. There's other ones too, but let's not make this more complicated than it already is. So a couple weeks ago, I tried installing this on my Framework 13, but I had very limited success. They gave me a black screen, so I did go running back to GNOME.
Oh,
But this time,
no, I know what's happened here. KDE does this sometimes on the first boot. It was actually going to work just fine. She didn't wait long enough. I've had this happen before. KDE first boot can be a bit funky sometimes. And I get why you'd give it up straight away because of that. But also, you should just wait. Just give it like 5 minutes and it'll do everything it needs to do. And then every other time after that, it's going to work perfectly fine.
Very limited success. They gave me a black screen, so I did go running back to GNOME. But this time, I'm dedicated to giving this a real shot. And before we get into the meat and potatoes, I need to download a screen recording software so I can show you what I'm
OBS.
doing. So
Please-
first, of course,
Please don't overthink it like everybody else does.
is OBS. It's open
Good.
source. I've used it time and time again, and it's reliable. So let's do this the
Mostly.
easy way by going into the software manager, and in this case, it's called Discover. And while I like how cutesy that sounds, ooh, Discover new software, I think I preferred GNOME's generic name, Software. It wasn't anything special, but you knew what you were opening when you opened it.
I can understand that perspective. I can understand that perspective of liking super generic names. I can see why you would say that, and I know some distros do rename the applications. In my opinion, KDE should not have that splash screen before it's done loading. It's kind of confusing because no other DE does that. Even Windows just stays in the display manager until the DE is loaded. Yeah, that's fair.
So you just type in OBS, and there it is. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the reviews are negative that say it doesn't work, but I think I'm Now, unfortunately, a lot of the
Support for virtual camera. This person's stupid.
reviews are negative
No audio by SteamOS user.
that say it doesn't work, but I think I'm gonna take my chances. I'm honestly not sure what else I would use anyways.
I don't know what those reviews are. Does anybody write reviews on Discover? Like, where do the reviews come from? Are they from Discover? Are they for the Fedora repos? What are the... Oh, is it the Fedora flat pack? Ew, that would explain them. Yeah.
Look at your setup and just think, man, I need to up my game a bit. Well, look no further because today's sponsor, MSI, has the perfect solution. This is the MPG MT161R monitor arm, which comes in a super sleek space gray and red design. And it's gonna make everyone think, Wow, I wish I had such a cool, nice looking arm like you, Betty. But it's not just about looks. The spring-assisted arm keeps your monitor steady while giving you full flexibility. Tilt, swivel, rotate, raise, lower, push, or pull. It moves smoothly without you worrying about your monitor breaking. And for anyone who loves RGB, the base features 20 lighting modes to match the rest of your setup. Cable management is handled too, with routing channels built into the arm to keep things clean and organized. There's also a VESA quick release system on the back, which makes changing monitors painless but also super secure. And speaking of monitors, MSI's 3rd generation QD OLED display.
Okay, now this is a real thing. What in the fucking gamer is this arm?
Display pairs perfectly with this arm. With stunning true blacks, vibrant colors, a lightning fast 280 Hz refresh rate, and just 0.03 millisecond response time, it's built for high performance. Plus, the monitor comes with a 3-year burn-in warranty. Check out MSI's MPG MT161R monitor arm and their
What the fuck is that name? MSI MTG. What the fuck did she just say?
response time. It's built for MPG MT161. Monitor comes with a 3-year burn-in warranty. Check out MSI's MPG MT161.
MPG MT1. MT201, is that it? Yeah, there we go, there we go. How much is it? Holy shit. Holy shit. It's a 300 Australian dollar monitor arm. Yup.
61R monitor arm and their latest QD OLED monitor using the links down below. So in the top corner,
Just for context, my entire monitor arm setup with 3 things was about $150. Monitor arms are not expensive. You can get really good ones way cheaper. Oh, she's got it set to Fedora Linux, and is she going to talk about this?
you do get some options on where you want to download it from. There's Fedora Linux, FlatHub, and Fedora Flatpaks.
Wait, hold up. Discover. What the fuck? So FlatHub, Fedora Flatpaks, Fedora Linux, Snap, okay.
On where you want to download it from.
Okay.
There's Fedora Linux.
She changes it to Fedora Linux and then Snaps disappears. Is that a Discover bug? Is that a Fedora bug? Why? What? Why? Why has that happened? What? Discover? Yeah, Discover, I guess.
FlatHub, and Fedora Flatpaks. I went with the default, which are the official Fedora repositories, and I think this is the same as going into the terminal and typing in sudo dnf install obs-studio, and surprise, it didn't work at first. So it couldn't record my screen, it didn't even know I had a screen to record, and there were no encoders. So I went
Yep, because Fedora is Fedora. That's why. Oh god, yep, that makes a lot of sense actually.
and installed some encoders, and I updated my codecs by using terminal commands I got from a website called RPM Fusion. And while I thought I was doing some great elite hacking, when I went to reboot, nothing worked. And I mean nothing.
Fedora.
The screen would say framework and Fedora and then load into black, and that's it. It's exactly what happened last time, but this time I'm gonna keep pushing through. So I started all over again. I reinstalled KDE Plasma from scratch from the ISO, and this time I'm just gonna update everything by using sudo dnf upgrade. And after making various mistakes, 4 fresh installs later, everything works. This is no
Is this the normal Fedora experience for a new user?
Normal, right? You're telling me you can do it on the first try. But finally, I can truly enjoy what makes KDE Plasma so great, the customizability. Yes. Let's jump into settings and just make this perfect for me. So at the top, you got quick settings. This is just the simple stuff.
Did she do upgrade before update? How would any normal person know that? I don't know. She eventually got it working.
Like the light versus dark mode, wallpapers, animation speed. I'm just gonna go with dark mode, jump straight into the good stuff.
Correct choice.
Screen edges. I saw something similar in GNOME where if you drag your cursor to a corner, it performs a certain action. And this one is pretty cool. It can save
Yeah, what I do with that feature is I turn it off and then never look at it again.
you a lot of time in the long run, as long as you remember what each corner does. So I've got top left and top right.
Oh, so it's basically like the left and right is basically unusable if you're using multiple monitors. You can do up and down, and that's pretty much it.
Right to open the overview screen, so I
Well,
can
a
look at
laptop might
all
be
of
cool.
my apps that
Maybe.
are open. The bottom middle will open the apps menu, bottom right to lock, and bottom left to show my desktop. You know, in case I'm doing something secretive, like checking my finances. The biggest issue I have so far with settings is that I have to press apply to save my changes instead of it doing it automatically when I change something, but that's okay.
No, you want that. I really, really don't like this automatic applying of settings. This automatic applying of settings that's become common nowadays. This has led to so many just annoying design choices you have to work with to make that work. This is the reason why Cosmic has had this issue where changing the font size lags out the entire desktop. Because every time you change the font size, it automatically applies it. I know it's convenient and people like it. It is just not a good way to design settings. And I really wish that it didn't become more common. I really, really wish it wasn't becoming this standard thing that people expect and think there's something wrong when it doesn't happen. Because it is just not a good idea. Especially in cases where you can put yourself in a situation that sort of breaks your experience.
So keyboard.
I'm surprised you didn't get distracted with the huge mouse shake. That thing 99% of people using KDE have at least a brief segment. Oh, she might. I don't know. We might get to it. It's possible.
Now, there's so many settings to change here. A lot of them that I'm not even comfortable messing with like key repeats. But if you go to key bindings on the top right, there are a lot of options here. And I definitely want to swap left alt and left control, since that's how I use my Mac every day. Now, there's things that I have no idea what they mean, like Esperanto, Solaris. These sound like they could be
anything you don't understand. Here's a solution for anything you don't understand. Go into Google. Just look it up. Just look it up. You don't need to understand it. Now, they should have tooltips. Does KDE have tooltips for some of this stuff? I don't know. Because if they don't, they should. But if they do and you don't understand it, then just Google it.
Disney movies. Oh, I see. This is how you can access different languages like Japanese or Korean or Esperanto. Apparently is a language that I don't know about. And we're just gonna skip the next few options. Touchscreen, multimedia, game controller, drawing tablet. I don't have any of those attached or plan on it. Or maybe
I don't
the
have
controller.
multimedia attached.
I might. So display and monitor, I got the 2.8K in 3x2. That's my monitor. And I'm gonna scale it up so I can see 200% is good for my bad eyesight. Ooh, a nightlight. It's cool that I don't have to download an external piece of software like Flux, and it looks like Bluetooth.
Does GNOME have a nightlight built in right now? I don't know. I've not used GNOME properly in a while.
Bluetooth isn't working. I'm gonna have to fix this. There were
Probably Fedora.
too many menus, and I got overwhelmed and tired super fast. But compared to GNOME, where I could take 30 minutes to change all my settings, KDE Plasma feels like too much. Sure.
See, the problem with GNOME is you want to change a setting. See, I understand the perspective she has here. The issue I have with GNOME is you will want to change a setting and then realize the setting doesn't exist. Or it does exist, but it's not part of the settings menu. It's part of a third-party application that should be part of the settings menu. GNOME does have a nightlight. Okay, okay.
Having options is powerful, it's very powerful, but having too many leads to paralysis. So I have to hit these back up later. But before that,
again, I don't think she's going about it in a reasonable way. You don't need to change every setting. I don't know, inverted scrolling. I don't like this thing. I don't like that thing.
let's fix this Bluetooth adapter. I do want to be able to use a keyboard, a mouse, true wireless earbuds with this laptop. So I started by trying to enable the Bluetooth. Just turn it on. That might fix it. So I went to the console with a K and I tried enabling it through that. I mean, that would be a super easy fix, right? But nope, nothing happened. So I tried to restart it next. That would be a super
Nothing happened because you didn't use DNF correctly.
easy fix, right? But no.
I don't know if this is B-roll or she actually did this, but she knows how the terminal works. Like, she worked out how DNF worked earlier. Like, I wouldn't hold this against someone who's completely new, but she's not new to Fedora. She's used Fedora before.
Oh, nothing happened. So I tried to restart it next. Still nothing. Then I checked the status of it using system control status, Bluetooth. So my system could just tell me what's wrong and then I could fix it. So my error is that the Bluetooth service was skipped because of unmet conditions, even though I saw the service was enabled. But the real kicker here is that it said Bluetooth was inactive or dead. So there could be a couple things going on. I could be blocking it from starting, so I checked that with RF kill list, which told me nothing about the Bluetooth status. All it said was Wi-Fi was working. The next step was to figure out what Bluetooth card is even in here, and apparently it's a combined Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card called MediaTek MT7925. Now the weird thing is that the Wi-Fi works.
See, I just don't care about Bluetooth. I just plug things in. See, there's nothing I Bluetooth with. Yeah, MediaTek. So, like, my phone, if I want to transfer files from my phone, I use local send. If I want to use a mouse, I plug it in. If I want to use a controller, I plug it in. I don't even have Bluetooth in the system because I know that Bluetooth is a fucking nightmare to deal with. I like wires. I like wires as well. Wires are nice. If I'm going to use something wireless, I like when they give me a dongle. I love playing with my dongle.
But the Bluetooth doesn't. So the system sees the card, it exists, but only half of it. What's real funny is a lot of the forum posts I read just said that rebooting solved their problems. While I'm really glad that it worked for others, it sure did not work for me. And talking with ChatGPT told me that I was on the latest Linux kernel.
I know people do this nowadays, but it's always so funny when I see people doing it.
6.15. Although it kept hallucinating and thinking I was on 6.1, I had to keep telling it I'm on 6.15. And finally we got on the same page.
Imagine fucking having to baby your computer to get you to fix something.
More troubleshooting. I installed a new kernel, a 6.16 vanilla kernel. I don't know what that means. And then the Bluetooth adapter finally started showing, but the settings showed nothing. So I decided to take a break and come back the next day. I had to relax, and the next day was tough. I booted it on only to see that the Wi-Fi wasn't working either. So I've got no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi. And at this point, I'm like, do I have to do a completely fresh install? But before that self-destruct option, I wanted to try one more thing. A last hurrah, if you will. I wanted to go back to the previous kernel, 6.15, and to do this, I had to enter the grub menu. And no, this isn't ordering food online. Grub is a bootloader in Linux that lets you choose which operating system you're using. So I chose 6.
I'm surprised Fedora is still using grub and hasn't swapped over to system deboot yet. Oh, that was a Pixel Watch, was it? Okay. I would have thought they'd be using system deboot. I don't know why they're still on grub. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I don't know.
15, and somehow the Wi-Fi worked again, but this time the Bluetooth did too. What? So this is Linux.
No, this is Fedora. And this is Fedora and this is MediaTek.
doing everything you can to possibly fix something, floundering around aimlessly, only to realize that something you did fixed the problem, but you have no idea what. But hey, I'm thankful it worked in the end. Next time though, maybe I should just contact framework support. Fixing Bluetooth took me over 2 days to do by myself. I mean, what else do I have to fix before being actually able to use this DE? And if you have no idea what I'm talking about,
None of these problems are related to KDE, by the way. Literally not a single one of these problems are related to KDE. This is all Fedora stuff.
don't worry, I can barely understand either. But through troubleshooting and problem solving, I actually think I have a better understanding of Linux now. There's all these terms that were foreign to me and now I get it. So I jumped back into settings again and then I realized that all my OBS recordings had this loud static sound, even though the audio in the room was decent.
That's not a loud static sound. That's not static. That, I think, was she trying to capture her Bluetooth mic? Pipe? No, I have not run into this. It's possible she was trying to capture a Bluetooth mic.
But was my microphone broken too, like my Bluetooth was? And this time, I didn't want to be an idiot, so I immediately just filed a support query with Framework. But in the meantime, I figured I would still do some troubleshooting myself. I've come to realize that I'm the type of person where if I have a problem, I can't move on to something else without this lingering feeling of
she's using an internal mic. I'm curious.
And the potential solution is to take the laptop apart and reconnect the audio board. How hard can...
Okay, now we have hardware issues.
This be? Framework says it's supposed to be repairable and the difficulty level is moderate instead of easy. Should I be concerned? Well, I tried it and it was super simple. I don't think I fixed anything, but I could do it. The audio board was securely in there, so I don't think this was a problem in the first place. So I just have to sit on my butt and wait for customer support to contact me back. But in the meantime, maybe I should check my webcam too, just in case. And it works, and it's pretty decent. 1080p, all right and good.
Absolute laptop camera right there. That's just normal laptop camera stuff.
Lighting, it's not bad. And in the meantime, let's get to customization again, which is KDE Plasma's strong suit. Now at this point, I'm pretty overwhelmed and tired.
I'm not gonna lie, in the background, I'm currently going down the rabbit hole of figuring out a secure way to create a user with a password for a custom OEM setup GUI. Ooh.
Of looking at my laptop, I just want it to work. So I'm just gonna zombie out, follow a guide. So I looked up how to make KDE Plasma look like Mac, and I clicked on a bunch of articles and just followed along. Some told me to watch videos, others were from 2019. Eventually, I stumbled on an article that said it was updated.
How to Geek. Oh, How to Geek. My favorite website. That's totally not mostly AI generated now.
On August 20th, 2025, which I find hard to believe, but it's worth a try anyways. So in Plasma, you can edit pretty much anything. You can add a panel on the top, the bottom, the left, the right.
I do really like the customization here.
At all. Even your main screen can be edited and you can put widgets on it, like clocks, calendars.
Like
you can
Vista,
even add
yeah.
user-made widgets too. And after following all the steps, I had something that resembled Mac. Not quite, but ish. The most annoying part of that process was once I entered the panel config settings, I couldn't read the article anymore, so I had to use another computer to follow the guide. Now I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you just install a theme?
Don't you have a phone? Don't you guys have phones?
It's easier that way, but I think I prefer doing it my way. That way I can choose what I want and what I don't want.
Well, there's only so much you can do within KDE. A theme, there's going to be stuff you can't do.
From Mac. And in the end, I think it looks pretty good. It's not an exact copy, but it's my own version. And I would say it's beautiful in its own way. Okay, so I've basically spent 3 days fixing problems, albeit unsuccessfully, and tinkering with the appearance of my KDE Plasma. I've yet to do any work tasks, which means I'm crazily behind on work or I'm a pro procrastinator. So let's get some of that software that I use regularly on to my laptop. So I'm gonna speed run this by using the terminal and a bunch of sudo DNF install commands. I've got OBS, so I'm gonna do VLC for watching videos, Audacity for recording audio, even though
she didn't just say it like that, did she?
I've got OBS, so I'm gonna do VLC for watching videos, Audacity for
Audacity. 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 Right,
Recording
okay,
audio,
sure.
Even though the mic is broken. Discord, of course, and hopefully Notion. We'll see. Everything was going smoothly, and I even found this user-created app for accessing Notion on Linux called Notion-Desktop Original. So I installed it.
I have a feeling that's like a package of the web client. Ooh, snaps.
Using the commands, opened it up, I typed one letter and it crashed. Guess it was too good to be true. I tried it again and it crashed. So I uninstalled. I'm just gonna go back
Some crap fucking web package snap.
the browser app. So now I've been spending days and days and days tinkering with KDE Plasma. I don't really want to do this again, and I don't want to break it and do a fresh install. I'm in too deep now. I can't start over. This is the definition of sunk cost fallacy. I've gone too far, and now I can't go back. Which means I need a way to back up my current changes and roll back in case I break something, which is likely to happen. So I installed this software called Timeshift and created some snapshots, maybe once or twice a week, backing up what I've done so far. And finally, it's ready. It's ready for me to take around and use. So goodbye, MacBook, and hello, KDE Plasma. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't work with my CowDigit TS5 Plus because framework supports only up to Thunderbolt 4, but I
Okay, that's a hardware issue.
can connect my mouse and keyboard through 2.4G dongles and Bluetooth. And I can use my DisplayLink adapter to use my dual monitor setup. This time around, I'm lucky because Fedora 42 officially has DisplayLink drivers. Last time with Workstation, I had to do all kinds of weird workarounds, but not this time. So I quickly installed the drivers from the Coper repositories, rebooted, and I was off on my merry way. I thought this was an official Fedora repo, but COPR stands for Cool Other Package Repo. So is it legitimate? I do see that it's sponsored by Red Hat, Fedora, and even IBM. So it must be legit. It must be. Now,
Yeah,
it feels like how
It's basically just a third-party package repo.
my Mac feels. I've got an external mouse, keyboard, monitors. We're good to go. Being plugged in like this definitely makes the laptop hotter. I hear the fans running so often compared to using it by itself without any equipment attached. Maybe 2 extra displays is a lot, but seriously, all I'm doing is writing my script in Notion on my browser. It's nothing intense. I'm not even listening to music in the background. I did download a
Music is the most intense thing. Ah, GNOME Calc.
calculator app from the Discover store since for some reason it didn't have one. But what it does come with is Linux versions of Mahjong, Minesweeper, and Solitaire. Unnecessary, but very nice.
Very
and a total
very
time
necessary.
waster. I spent like 15 minutes trying to win in Mahjong, but with my bad eyesight, it took forever. It was too much fun and I couldn't stop playing it. Back to work though. So my script is done. I've watched videos, done research, uploaded video footage. All is well and dandy. In fact, it's a little too dandy. So although I did experience small problems with Firefox, honestly, I think that's Firefox and not KDE Plasma's fault because that happens on any computer that I used. So working with KDE Plasma felt good. But the real question is, was it better than GNOME? And that's a tough question because the biggest problem is that I'm scared to give up my KDE Plasma to try something else. After all, I put so much work into this thing. So many long hours of sitting in this chair, typing things into the console with a K just to make it functional. I've encountered this with Mint and Fedora Workstation, but neither of those required as much work as this one. But now that it's all said and done,
I think every single problem she had was a Fedora problem. I don't think there has been a single KDE problem she's had besides having a lot of options to select.
mine. And it would be such a shame to erase all that hard work. Such a shame. Although there is part of me that is very curious about Arch Linux. I would have to say that I would probably install KDE Plasma on it anyways as a DE. And
the funny thing is, I think that would actually go better for her.
thought of doing all this again just scares the heck out of me. So Arch may have to wait until I can give this out. So if you've been trying to find a DE that works for you, I would say try this out. You can make it look like Windows, make it look like Mac, make it look like GNOME mostly, or just make it whatever you want. The choice is up to you, but that's the great part about this. It's that KDE Plasma is so customizable that you can do that. GNOME is great out of the box, and if you just want something to work, then yes, use that. But KDE Plasma has more upwards potential potential. And with that, I bid thee adieu and watch this video here where I took my first steps towards building my own server. And yes, I know I messed up. And P.S. the microphone still doesn't work yet, but maybe support will get back to me next week. Goodbye.
Can't wait for the arch with Hyperland. Yeah, there we go. That's what we need. Better mic. On some laptops, the default mic it picks up is not the correct one. Oh, okay, yeah. It probably was picking up the fucking the fucking HDMI port or something. Yeah, the calculator KCalc should be installed. Hey, look who it is. Regarding the Flatpak the Fedora Flatpak version of OBS, yeah, just don't install it. Just install the regular Flatpak version. Whenever you install a distro like Fedora, make sure to update everything. Honestly, can anyone give me a good reason why when you install like a Fedora or Ubuntu or anything else like that, why, if you have a network connection, updating is not part of the installation? Can anyone give me a single good reason why the final step of the installation process should not just be updating the system? Because I can't think of one. Now, of course, if you don't have a network connection at the time, understandable. But if you do... Yeah, I don't have anything. Ubuntu does it now, I think now, but fair. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today. So... tomorrow we have more Skong. Check that out if you're interested in the Silk song. Today I uploaded a video about AMD GPUs. And yeah. Guaranteeing that what you're installing out of the box is at a stage where they're happy with Ubuntu and Fedora both release cycle-based distros. I'm confused what you mean. Like, yeah, I know they are, but you still have to update them. I'm confused what you mean.